Hello, landlords. Mike Daniels with Rancho Coastal Properties, Property Management, and I want to talk to you today about why your San Diego rental won't rent. A lot of it has to do with seasonality. So let's dive into this real quick here. First thing we need to do is understand the market. So the average rent in San Diego has dropped about 7% year over year, and in the city of San Diego, the rent's fallen about 3%. So the reason why is because rents have gone up over 30% since COVID. So they're kind of recalibrating right now. And once they reach an equilibrium, they'll start to rise again. But for now, they are down. Another reason why is there are over 4,000 new apartments available across San Diego. I know living in North County, I see them going up all over the place. There's a huge development going up on Palomar Airport Road. There's another big one in Encinitas at the corner of La Costa Avenue and the 101. So there's a lot of new apartments going in, and that's your competition. Also we have the California Tenant Protection Act. It limits rent increases to 10% or 5% plus cost of living charges. So the competition is increasing. One of the reasons how you can get your property rented quicker or faster is it's got to show well. You've got to repaint the place. I know landlords don't want to repaint, and that's one of the first things that we hear from new tenants is the reason why they rented the place is because it was freshly painted. So here are some key points I think will really help you get your property rented out. So you want to get the property freshly painted. If you need a painter, just give us a call. The number will be on the bottom here. But get it painted, get some new blinds. Blinds aren't that expensive, and they can be put up real quick by you or a handyman. If you have a single family detached home, landscaping's a big thing. Clean your house up, get a landscaper over there, get them to trim back the bushes, the trees, mow the lawn, get the place looking good. And also a big one, believe it or not, is replacing the light switches and the plug switches in the house. So if you walk into your house or condo rental property and they're all yellow, they just have been painted over maybe, or some of them are broken. So change those out. That's not that expensive either. So those small things make a really big difference in getting your property rented out. Fresh paint, fresh plugs, it's going to look like a new place. Okay, so you're going to want to also get some comprehensive marketing of the property. Putting your property on Zillow is just not enough. Putting it on just rent.com is not enough. You have to have some online saturation, and that's one of the things that we do for our properties to get them leased out quickly. So use videos to showcase the house. Walk through the house with your camera. Point out the features that you love about the property. Okay, also there's paid placement on rental websites and social media. And so think about saturating the online market, YouTube, social media, rental websites. You really got to go all out on it. Okay, next thing you can do is offer some move-in incentives. Now, I know that might sound like I'm speaking a foreign language when I say offer incentives, but the property, other properties that you're competing against out there are offering incentives. I've heard of incentives including up to 10% off the first 2 months rent, a decreased move-in deposit, free cable TV. There are a lot of things you can do to add incentives. So you can offer 2 weeks free, discounted security deposit, first month half off. If you have a parking permit that's needed, maybe free parking for 6 months. You can waive application fees. These are things that you can do to really get your property in the forefront of renters looking for it. Now, keep in mind that we're in October of 2024 right now. In October, November, December, or even January, the people looking for properties is going to be diminished. There's going to be a lack of people looking. As you know, you never want to have a vacancy in October, November, December. If you lease your property out this month, get an 18-month lease at least, so that'll get you back into the spring of the following year, or the summer months if you don't lease it until November, December of this year. So when the next time it comes up for lease, if it doesn't lease to the same person, you'll be in the prime summer months. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the property and getting it to an aggressive rental rate, but it has to be appropriate. Don't get all crazy and think that you need to cover your mortgage payment. Maybe you do, but you know what? That really doesn't matter to the rental market. Get aggressive, but be appropriate. For instance, if you have a single family detached home that you're renting for $5,500 per month, and you're not getting any bites on your marketing, you may want to decrease that rent $500 down to $5,000 per month. Now, I know that sounds like a big hit to you, but what your mortgage payment is versus what somebody will pay for the property are going to be two different things. And I don't hate to sound mean or not sensitive to your needs, but the renter really doesn't care what your mortgage payment is. They're looking to what is affordable for them. So if you reduce the rent from $5,500 down to $5,000 per month, and you get the place rented out this month, that means you're going to be getting some rental income on the property, and that $5,000 or $10,000 you make over the next 2 months can make all the difference versus just trying to get an extra $500 for the next 2 months and having no bites. So at the end of 2 months, you may or may not have a tenant, but if you reduce the rent, you'll have $10,000 in your pocket. Okay, so what you got last year really doesn't matter. Rents have gone down, adjust accordingly. Okay, next up, San Diego's rental demand. So seasonal demand is slowing. So this is the time of the year that I was talking about where we have less people or fewer people in our rental pool. So we talked about COVID and rent adjustment. So going up 30% since COVID, they're going to have to come down a little bit to reach that equilibrium. And so think about your property as well. If your property has a lot of road noise, power lines, backs to a school or an industrial area, or it's just not that desirable, then think about upgrading your property and the location of it to something that would be a better investment for you. And you can do that tax-free through a 1031 exchange, and we can help you. If you'd like, we can do an analysis of your property to find out exactly what it would rent for versus a replacement property, what that would rent for, and how the two compare, and how the upgrade could work in your advantage. So maybe that property you have now, it's time to move on from it and get something that's more desirable. And like I said, with the 1031 exchange, you can skip or defer the taxes on it and get into a new property that would be a lot more desirable and maybe even rent for more. So feel free to give us a call, 760-822-1528. This is Mike Daniels with Rancho Coastal Properties, and I hope this helps you out. Have a great day.